got the Alexandria Valley Cubs here with us at Sparks Orthopedic for our Monday Night Preview Show, brought to you by Sparks Industrial, not related. You guys are coming off a 55-0 win against Lincoln. 51-13 win over Lincoln last week. Let me back up. I'm going to let these guys introduce themselves because we've got some new faces here tonight. We'll start right here.
Cedric Northern, offensive line.
Braxton Tucker, D-line.
Connor Hall, tight end.
Jackson Cromer, O-line.
He's part of that Fab Five O-line, right? All right, guys. Coming off that win against Lincoln last week, guys still undefeated on the season and in region play. So give us a rundown on that game last week with Lincoln, starting right here.
I think we just came out with a good game plan, and we had a good week of practice, and the cards fell where they were supposed to, and just had a pretty good game.
Yeah, real good week of practice. Week before we didn't have a great week, and coach was all over us about that. The next week we got it together. We did a little better in game.
Yeah, is that what you got? The seniors stood up and kind of said, "Hey, we need to get it together."
So,
Yeah, going back to what they said, practice was a whole lot better. We improved a whole lot in practice last week, and I think that's what ultimately gave us.
Look, we had a good week of practice too, and I feel like this game we knew we didn't hit them in the mouth first, so they wouldn't come back and have a tough game. So we just kept hitting them, and we ended up just whooping them.
I like it, man. I like it.
That's honesty.
I do too. Guys are got another region game this week against a pretty tough Moody team. Y'all are going to Moody. Have I had a chance to watch film on Moody yet?
Not as a team.
I have, but not as a team.
Oh, you individually?
Individually, I have.
So what have you seen from them?
They're a really good team that I think we're gonna have to, be ready to play and come in and play how we usually do.
They're 5-2. They've won some big games and they put up a lot of points.
Yeah, they're real athletic. Defense got a real good game.
Their offenses have a lot of offensive threats. Their wide receivers, quarterback, all of them have really good offensive threats.
I haven't had a chance to watch film.
Hey.
Coach Gein's not going to yap about that.
Coach Gein actually bragged about you guys watching film. Remember that?
Yeah.
He said that some teams you gotta basically scream and holler and throw stuff to get them to watch film. He said you guys, it's opposite. He said you guys do it on your own. You do a really good job of it, which is a testament to you guys' character. Because I know a lot of things we cover. Some coaches check their players' huddle time and stuff. No, 0 minutes, 2 minutes, and he said the ones that's got like 5 or 6 minutes is only looking for their own highlights.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Yep. That's a good question.
Well, this schedule for you guys is a coach's dream because you don't have time to look ahead because and I've seen that receiver on film for Moody and he is the real deal.
Yes.
So you got Moody and then of course Lee's and the Piedmont. This I think is the perfect 3-game setup to prepare you guys for playoffs. So how are you guys? Are the coaches kind of backing off a little bit because of the physicality we are going to face, or are they making it even harder for you?
I don't think anything has really changed physicality-wise. We've still been going hard, and we've been going hard since spring.
Do y'all go Monday, Tuesdays to the ground tackling, or do y'all back off during the season?
Monday, Tuesday,
Wednesday.
And then Thursday we go shorts with shoulder pads, helmets.
That's good. I actually like that.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be.
That's right.
Yeah.
I remember that while we used to go to. We'd go to almost kickoff. Full packets.
Water break.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
I kind of forgot what you asked. It's
It's
all
not-
physicality has changed everything.
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, it's 3 big games coming up, and coach. I mean, he don't let off for teams that we're pretty confident about. He's almost more serious in those weeks to keep us serious. So we have no problem getting serious around these games.
That's right.
Yeah, I agree with what he's saying. We kind of let loose around, I think it was Hayden week,
Yeah.
and we really fell apart. And coming back, having a serious week last week against Lincoln, I think he's going to up the intensity next couple of weeks. Physicality wise, maybe a little bit, but intensity a whole lot more than what we have been doing.
Yeah, I feel like even during practice, we know that we're not gonna have any like easier games anymore. We know we've got to pay attention. We've got to do work. We got to get our conditioning in. So we've been running a lot more. We've just been hitting harder. So
Now, Coach Ian was on with John Holder last week. I don't know if you've seen that interview. Just did an interview.
That's true.
I saw it.
The one, well, no, on John Holder's,
Score show.
yeah, scoreboard show. Yeah, he's not on the pigskin rabbit anymore, but he was talking about what you just said about how you don't skip a Friday night, no matter who you play. And he said, I can hear my dad saying it right now. I don't care if it's $5 or $8, whatever that ticket pays, whatever they're paying for that ticket, give them what they're looking for. And what they're looking for, it ain't necessarily always a win. He said, you can't win every game, but it's for us to play hard. And he said, I believe we control that. And he said, that's what I tell my guys each and every week, that we control that effort, man, and we're gonna play hard here.
Yeah. And that's something I've seen out of those guys. Like in the Cleveland County game, Cleveland County came out. You know, it was setting up to be a dogfight. What it was doing. Unfortunately, I had to leave at halftime, but I was still keeping up the score, and I saw you guys pull away in the second half, which I felt like that was going to happen. You said the week of the Hayden game, y'all had a bad week of practice.
Oh yeah, I think we kind of let loose and.
You got 135 to nothing. That's pretty awesome, man. That's pretty awesome.
I got a question. The Valley Dogs, are they as advertised or not?
I'll let him answer this one.
What are you trying to say?
his
How many Valley Dogs could you knock down at one city?
like 10.
Yeah.
They're that good.
They work good.
Yeah.
And the
That's why
Valley
he's
work.
on
And the
the
Valley
line.
work.
Yeah, that's what I got that right here.
We need
They're
to do
good.
this, man. A Valley Dog Challenge.
We
Like,
do.
we'll win one night.
We do.
Think you can do it without puking?
Yeah.
10?
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's
Oh,
aim
yeah.
it.
We've seen Cromer eat a lot.
Let's do it.
Could you eat 10 and go to practice?
No.
Oh, no. I
He
didn't
may
say
do
that.
it, but he'll lose it real soon.
Yeah. And the Valley burgers are good too. I had to try one
Yeah.
a few weeks ago.
Well, man, I'll probably go at Leeds
Yeah.
here.
This might be another one of those games where we have all the average Joes on deck.
After they win, I'm not guaranteeing victory, I'm just saying. In the events of them winning,
Winning, yeah.
I think we'll get this man 10 Valley Dogs.
I think we should do it.
We'll get Ryan Cameron.
I'll give him a decent.
Does anybody else want some of that smoke?
We'll set that up. Come on, Tucker.
I can't be with him.
Different breed right there.
I'd get to about maybe 4 and I'd be done.
That's it. They look pretty big too. They're not like normal little hot dogs.
Well,
Yeah, they're about normal size.
yeah, about big size.
They are.
They're just regular hot dogs.
What he showed last week looked like it was a little bit bigger. It's not bigger than the Oscar Mayer one, right?
I don't know.
Maybe all the stuff on it makes it look
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
Maybe one it is.
All that sauce.
10 of them with the sauce and everything. So straight from the concession stand, 10 Valley Dogs.
I got
I'm gonna get Mr. Dees and we're gonna make this happen.
I want to commend on one thing. Now, y'all got a radio legend over there, Robert Smith, that does a radio play by Alexandria. Or how many dogs do you get? Those dogs you get in probably.
I don't know.
Hey, he's like, you got one of the best radio guys, high school football around here. Robert Smith, he's a good one.
Yeah.
Tune you guys on Friday night listening.
Hey, Kevin, you need to come in there and check that out. We do at Asheville, but y'all play that week too as well.
Yeah.
Just say if not, you come in there, I want to see this.
Well, you can always check out those seasons.
That's right.
Yeah.
Make it
Oh, yeah,
happen.
postseason.
That's right.
Gonna be there.
That's right. Guys, I appreciate you guys coming in. Got anything else, Ricky?
Hey, good luck and go Cubs this week. I will see y'all next week for the Leeds game.
These 3 weeks in a row, these will be fun times.
Oh, they are.
It's gonna be really good times.
I can't wait.
All right. Good luck, guys.
I appreciate it.
All right, our next guest on the Sparks Orthopedics hotline is none other than Coach Juice Johnson from Catholic Montgomery. Hey,
Hey, Coach, man, last week, surprise, surprise, another week, another shutout, 44-0 over Childersburg this time. And looking at the numbers of you guys this season, pretty remarkable. You're 8-0, and you've outscored your opponents 393-13. Coach, talk about how that team's playing so far this year before we get into that monstrous game coming up this week.
Oh, we're playing well, man. You know, you got to continue to focus on the task at hand, man. And I think our kids have done a pretty decent job of taking it week to week, not looking forward, while all the outside noise and the community is building up other games, and our kids have done a good job of kind of taking it week to week. We went on a roll last week against a well-coached Childersburg team and got a win, and now we're focused our attentions to one of our crosstown rivals, Trinity. One of the only schools that still play us in the city. So man, anytime we get an opportunity to go up against a team like Trinity, they're well coached. They're gonna do what they do, and they do it well. So man, it's going real good, man. We're excited.
Coach, how huge is it for you to play a team like this late in the season that's going to give you a different look on film, and going to give you some film to look at, because the main thing you're wanting to do with this team, obviously, is peak heading into the playoffs?
Well, you just said it, man. The main thing is getting those games where you can kind of test where you are, where you can see how exactly you look, what exactly are you doing, how's everything going. When you're 7, 8, 9, 10, you tend to leave some unattended things unattended. You kind of, we done made that play, or he done done that, So it's going to be good to get a team where we feel like, they're well coached, they're really good, but, honestly, Coach, you heard me say it all the time, man, it really ain't about the other team, it's really about us.
Correct.
We gotta do what we have to do, whether it be, whether it be focus more on the passing game, the running game, whatever it is, we gotta work on Montgomery Catholic stuff, man, and so we're excited about it.
Coach, there's something you guys are doing that's really the thing I'm most impressed with is how well your second team guys is performing. To only give up 13 points total this point in the season and still continue to score on offense with your second team guys in there. Talk about that. You guys must really be competing in practice to have them guys dialed in like that.
Well, that's the future of your program right there, right? I mean, that's the team that's, at the end of the day, they're the ones that's going to be carrying on the legacy. And honestly, in the beginning of the year, I don't think it meant as much to those young guys as it did the older guys, but now it does. The whole little how much points we've given up and different things, you can kind of hear them starting to mutter. They don't want to be the reason why why more points are scored, and that's that's very respectful when you're a young guy. Really, all you do really is cheer on Friday nights. But we've been fortunate enough this season where a lot of those young guys have got in and got reps.
No doubt, and performed at a high level, man. Coach, let me ask you a question. This is a personal coach question. First year as a head coach here, is it what you expected at this point in the season, or is it a little different than what you thought? Or evaluate yourself at this point in the season.
Well, man, I told you, I don't know if we had this conversation, man, I'm a very tough grader, man. I feel like I can always be doing something better, whether it be being more advocates for my assistant coaches, or being more loving or more disciplined on my players, or whatever the tendency is. I mean, I try to, I'm a hard grader. I think that a lot of the things I envision are really not that, and some of the things I didn't envision are more than that.
Gotcha.
What I'm saying, and more conversation with parents, more more on the phone conversations, different things like that. But I'm fortunate enough to get a job at a place I've been at for 7, 8 years. So people had already known my pedigree, had already known kind of what I was about and who I am. It's just, I think the hardest thing is probably just that initial transition to being the overall voice and the overall say so for our team.
That's right, no doubt. I know I've heard a lot of guys tell me that take over head coach for the first time. They're like, man, coaching's like about 3rd or 4th down the list with what you got to be as a head coach.
And that's the honest to God truth. And I kind of made a promise to myself that I wouldn't let that be the thing that happens to me. I wanted to continue to be a coach, and I wanted to, not, because I'm only in this business for the kids, and so if you're taking me away from the kids, that ain't really what I want to do. So I gotta be, and I feel like I've done a decent job at it, but of course you find yourself getting back into the being away from the kid role, man. And so I wanna be better at that for sure.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you. This is a Monday night. We normally do these on Sundays, but I was gone yesterday. So, Coach, I appreciate you taking time out of your day, and good luck this week. This is going to be a huge game for you.
Well, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for all the things you do, man. Like I said, man, it's hard to get you, a positive light on high school athletics, man, and it's good to see it. So we appreciate you.
Hey, we appreciate you, Coach. Thank you.
All right, good night.
Bye. All right, our next guest on the Sparks Orthopedic and Sports Medicine call-in line is the voice of the Central Clay County Vols, Mr. Tommy Wood. Tommy, how you been doing, buddy?
Man, I'm doing good. How about you, bud?
I'm doing really good, man. I've got to hang out with your good friend John Holder last week and interview him. That was a pleasure.
Man, I tell you, I had a chance to watch that today, and it doesn't get much better than that. And again, just a great friend of mine, and just I've been blessed to be friends with him. Actually, I guess it's '96. We were talking about it earlier today. We've been through a lot together, and kind of lean on each other, and just a great guy, and enjoy broadcasting with him and working with him all the time. You guys did a tremendous job with that.
Man, I appreciate the kind words. I one of these days I'm gonna try to get up to you guys' level, but I got a lot of work to do. But you guys have definitely inspired us. And when was the first time you met John, and where was that at?
Actually, it was in a state championship game. I heard you guys talking about the night that Carnell took on Jamarcus Russell, and actually John and I met that afternoon. And we'd listened to each other in times past, but we sat down that night and just that afternoon, and just I was doing the Clay County and Lineville game there at Legion Field in the Super Six, and I stuck around, and he was doing the Etowah and Williamson game a little bit later. He and I kind of struck up a conversation, and ran into each other a little bit later, and from then on, it's just been a great friendship, and like I said, my wife likes to say that if he ever calls at night, or if I ever call him, she's going to bed, because we're going to be on the phone for a couple hours to talk about everything. So she said we're worse than some old ladies getting on the phone. When we get together, it's going to be a great conversation. We just have a blast together.
Dude, that's awesome. Tommy, take us back to last Friday night, and Clay County got them a shutout, brother. Talk about that a little bit.
Really, it was one of those games that, to me, I kind of worried about it leading up to that game, because I knew Hopeful had put together a pretty good record and had played well, and they came in, and to be honest with you, Central kind of got off to a slow start, very sluggish, and it's something that you hate to see when they come out of the gates and kind of stumble there on the first drive. And after a timeout and just some positive encouragement from Coach Horn, things seemed to kind of right the ship a little bit. They took a 17-0 lead at halftime, and then in the second half just came out and made some big plays and played much better down the stretch. And third and fourth quarters just really dominated the ball game, and let a lot of younger people play. And to be honest with you, it's one of those, you sit there and look at it, and they've been playing every week, and I think they were ready for this week off. In a way, they look kind of tired, and I'm sure after so many consecutive weeks, it's time to you need to get your legs from under you and kind of go ahead and kind of regroup a little bit. So I think he's gotten a chance to let some of the guys get a little bit of a rest this week. Of course, you don't play Friday night. We have that open date, and it's much needed at this time.
Man, that's what I was about to ask you. It gets to a point in the season, the last thing you want to do is come in sluggish with the playoffs right around the corner. How important do you think it is to get this off week for these guys?
Well, I think it's huge, and one thing about it, we come back and we'll be on the road to Tallahassee next Friday night, and then of course finish up the regular season, and we decided to go ahead and take it easing into the playoffs when number one Hamley comes to town. So we'll play them week 10 is just Coach Strain and Coach Horn kind of laugh about it. Just it's just two great programs going head to head, and that week 10 is going to be a war. And, from there you kind of bounce back, and all of a sudden you're in the playoffs, and you got to make some things happen in the second season. So right now, I think this is a good week to have an open date. Especially with the last two games are going to be, pretty much for the region championship. And if, Clay Central, I think pretty much the way I'm reading it, I think there's already a share posted in that. But, you need that win over Tallahassee to win it, finish it outright, and grab that area title. And then a region title is what it's called now. And then, again, take on an arch rival in Handley. So a good break for the guys this week.
Man, you're about to face two of the best running backs in the state coming up as well.
Yeah, that's going to be a pretty good chore. I mean, you look at the guy from Tallahassee, and I watch his highlights every Saturday morning, and I just, I sit there and wonder how in the world they've lost a game. I mean, this guy is incredible, and he is going to be a lot of fun to watch. And containing him, I think, especially at Tallahassee, is going to be tough. I think you've got to, figure out a way to, keep him off the field and do some ball control offense to not give him as many opportunities, because that guy is really, really a stud football player, and he's fun to watch.
No doubt, man. And then you turn around and face Meadows.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, well, and one thing about it, those last 2 weeks will get you ready for the playoffs.
You better believe it.
You're probably going to see, like you said, two of the best running backs in the state in back-to-back weeks, and then you're going to head into the playoffs. Looks like, if I had to guess right now, I think Carroll of Ozark is probably going to be round one, based on what I'm seeing. So I think that I expect them, if Central can win this game next week, I think we'll see Carroll in the first round coming to Volunteer Stadium.
Man, that'd be awesome to host that one, man. Anytime you host in the playoffs, it's huge. But, man, that'd be cool. Tommy, I appreciate you on a Monday night. It's normally done on Sundays. I appreciate you a lot for jumping on with us. Thank you so much.
Hey, I'm like 7-Eleven. I'm available 24/7. You just got to let me know, man.
I love it, brother. Thank you, man.
All right, man. Appreciate what you guys do.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, our next team is the Etowah Blue Devils. Here on our Sparks Industrial Monday Night Preview Show at Sparks Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, Rainbow Drive. And I'm going to let these young Blue Devils introduce themselves at this time.
D. Spears, senior, DB.
Steven Jones, junior, DB and receiver.
Andrew Pierce, junior, DB and receiver.
Andrew Pierce. Have you ever met the legendary Coach Pierce before?
Yeah, I see him every now and then.
Did you get his autograph?
No, I haven't got that yet.
You ain't got that? You ain't got the nerve to ask him? Coach, would you give it to him?
Ooh.
No chance.
You got to earn it.
Got to earn it. All right, guys, let's rewind the clock to last Friday night. You guys had a big shutout win, 44-0, over Hansville, correct?
Yeah.
That's right. Take us back to last Friday night and how the game transpired. We'll start right over here.
I just feel like we just went out, competed, played as a team. If we do that every game, we can win. Go very far.
I think we had a little fire in us coming off 2 L's from previous weeks, and I think we were just ready to get back to winning. Everybody came out ready to play.
Yeah, it was homecoming, so there was a lot of buzz around the game. The coaches came up with a great game plan. We came out, started hot, and we just finished the game strong.
Homecoming week's usually a distraction. Y'all didn't get distracted though last week, did you?
Nah.
Coach Lott made sure that we didn't.
Did he mention that?
Yeah, he mentioned don't be getting distracted. It's about the game.
There's a lot of it going on during those homecoming weeks. So I know coaches usually hate them.
Yeah.
So I understand you guys staying focused is a big priority to the coaching staff, obviously. We'll start right back over here. Going down the stretch run here, you guys are in some must-win games moving forward. Talk about your mindset moving from this point of the season. You suffered your first regional loss since 15, so I know that's new territory for you guys, but you got to close strong.
Yeah, we have a couple more region games left. We just got to play every one like we can, like the best we can. We ain't got to worry about no other games. We'll play whoever, whenever in the playoffs when they come.
Nice.
I just feel like at this point, just forget about any other game we played. Just move forward with the mentality we win every game. And I feel like we'll be good if we think like that and just not even think about those other games.
Sure.
Like I said, afraid to just play a team, just compete.
And this week's a unique week because you guys are going out of state all the way to Nashville, Tennessee. to playing a really well-respected coach that actually is the head of the Elite 11 in the nation. Talk about that challenge from Lipscomb you guys are going to have this week.
I think about it as just another football game. They tie their shoes just how we tie our shoes.
Nice.
Opposed to him, I feel like I like the challenge, you know. I feel like playing against better teams than we usually play, they get me pumped up. I like that.
They're well coached, obviously. Good coach, good players. We just got to go up there next year.
How much film would you say is watched in your house weekly?
A lot. Dude,
If you had to put a number on it.
All weekend. During the weekend, probably at least 15 hours.
15 hours?
Yeah.
Do you hear your dad go off any when you're in there?
Yeah, some.
Awesome.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
I love to be a fly on the wall in there.
It's usually the glasses flying off.
Yeah. They're just throwing down the pen and the paper. Yeah.
Does the word dogs come right after it?
A lot of times, yeah. He's brought up, yeah.
I love it. Dude.
I do too. I can't think what I was going to say.
I got another question. Travel-wise, Coach, what is that going to look like this week?
We're out of school Friday for an e-learning day. We're bringing the kids in at 9:30, I believe, and then we're going to eat lunch at 11 in the cafeteria, loading up on charter buses, I think at 12, and going there. They're going to feed us pregame when we get there around 3:30, and then we'll go. And of course, they've given us access to some places where we kind of get in and get off our feet. We're going to get in and do like a pre-stretch, pre-flex kind of deal to kind of get them off the bus, get them out, let them move around a little bit, and kind of get their legs under them. And then once all that kind of goes, it turns back into a regular Friday.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because they're same time zone. You don't have to worry
Right.
about crossing
Right.
Georgia where it's
Right.
earlier. Reggie, go. Before we close it down, guys, good luck to you guys. I hope you guys stay focused, and Coach don't have to break nothing or throw glasses or anything. And good luck moving forward in the season. Thank you, guys.
All right, our next guest on the Sparks Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Hotline is B-Man from Fyffe, Alabama, the number one Fyffe fan in the land. B-Man, how you doing tonight, B-Man?
Doing great, Bill. How y'all doing down there?
We're doing really good, man. We're calling in a day later. I was at a Kiss concert last night.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, you could get in a time machine and go back to 1974 and say the same thing. That's why it's so cool. It's pretty cool, man. B-Man, let's get down to business. Another road game last week, 42-14 over North Sand, who's a pretty scrappy bunch. Take us back to last Friday night and what that looked like.
Yeah, we stepped out of region for a little battle up North Sand Mountain. They have a few guys injured, but they dressed 40-something players, where we just dressed 30, so they had a good number, good size boys out. We got a hard-nosed team, but we got the running game going, took control of the line of scrimmage, and Dukes, Logan Anderson, and Will Stevens, they had really good nights.
Man, that seems to be a broken record. They do every week.
Yeah, I'll tell you, our line play, we've come a long way since the Sylvania game, They really stepped it up, got more consistent with our blocking on the offense and defensive line, and they just opened up some holes now. I think Dukes, he had an 80-yard run there in the second quarter. I tell you, Dukes, he's faster than you think he is, but once he gets going, he left those guys. If he ever gets ahead of steam, he can take it the distance.
Yeah, he is top end speed. Once he does get it rolling, but he can pick them up and set them down. And I remember back in the spring game 2 years ago. Do you remember that? I don't know if you was at that game. I'm sure you were. The one at Jacksonville against Haralson County.
Oh yeah, Georgia.
He ripped. Yeah, they had 100 players that day, or 98 actually, but he ripped off about a 70-yarder in that game, and I was like, man, that dude can move.
He can get you that tough yard, or he can take it the distance. He's a versatile guy. Play tight end, fullback, halfback, quarterback, wherever you need.
Dude, he's got the best cool hand look to him as well in the state. I think. And remember our proposition bet at the beginning of the year. So if that pans out, I'm looking forward to that. We can't announce that to everybody right now. So,
Yes.
but now this week, man, is a huge, monstrous game, man. Geraldine, and you got to go over there. Talk to me, big man.
Oh, huge game. You know, it's a rivalry game. They're just right down the road. You know, both teams got a lot riding on the line. Us with a win can wrap up the one seed, which would be crucial, you know, in the playoff seeding. Geraldine, if they can come in and win one too, then they're going to cause all kind of havoc. So they still got everything in the world to play for. And I know Coach Davis will hammer that all week down there. And Bo, the last time we was defeated by a team in the county, 2013 at Geraldine.
That's crazy, man.
So, but yeah, it's a huge game. Geraldine, you know, they like us. They like to go two tights and run right at you, and they like to control the line of scrimmage with you too. So it's going to be whoever can impose their will on the other one, and you know, be one of them games where one of the teams turns it over that could turn the momentum, and be very crucial.
Big man, let me ask you this, man. How much of this media stuff about the street is creeping up and being rat poison at this point?
Yeah. Coach Bitterfield, I'm sure he's, like you say, you know, he'll look back on these things when the season's done and enjoy them. But right now, you know, it can be a distraction, but Coach does a very good job of keeping the guys focused and keeping it on task. But yeah, he's not liking all this extra attention and interviewing, I'm sure. But he's keeping them focused, Bo. I'm sure
Yeah, he's got a good way of doing that. I actually called him Saturday morning because I knew he'd been through 100 interviews this week. Even the USA Today hit him up. So I was like, Coach, I said, I bet you're about interviewed out. Do you want to do this thing at 9 a.m. or what you thought? He said, man, let's take a week off. I want to take my wife out for breakfast. And I said, you got it, man.
absolutely.
Yeah, because I know he's about interviewed out. But, B-Man, was you at that game in 13 when they lost?
I was, Bo. I was.
Take us back to that night. What transpired?
Oh, God, Geraldine had a really good team. Their head coach was Tim Arnold. Who, you know, helps us now, helps coach the line. But it was the first game of the season. And they had a veteran team. They had two huge linemen. One of them was Ivan Benitez, and they had I don't know if it's the one's coach now, but there was two of them, the Davis brothers. One of them was a running back, and then had a Tetherell. Just a pounder. And they beat us 20-14. I remember the opening drive of the second half. They took over 8 minutes off the clock, just running the ball, controlling it. We was kind of young up front, and they kind of had a veteran team. And Will Mashburn, it was his first game quarterback as a freshman, and they beat us 20-14. After that game, we reeled off 12 wins in a row and lost to Tanner in the semifinals, who went on to win the state championship.
Man, that's incredible. It's been since 2013 since a team in county beat that team. That's all these streaks and numbers are incredible, though, man. I mean, like the 51 in a row. How many home games is that now in a row? 52, and they've scored in 285.
It might be 86 now.
Yeah, consecutive games and
we do have the state records for consecutive regular season games win. I think that's at 60, 63 or 64 now, somewhere in there. That is a state record we add to every time we win a regular season. So yeah, it's amazing.
I don't know. One little caution light there. One little caution light, and
what you missing?
but it's something else. And so I'm going to be in Birmingham Friday. I'm gonna have to get you to keep me posted. But what time are you heading over there?
The gates open at 5. So.
You'll be there about 5, then, won't you?
Me and Sammy will be down there waiting to get in about 5 as soon as they open to get us a good seat. Because it's going to be a packed house. It's going to be a tremendous atmosphere.
Oh, that is going to be a monstrous atmosphere. And B-Man, I want
if both teams come in with half on the game, Bo, that's a big game. You know, Plainview game's big.
huge. I mean, from a perspective of a rivalry game, and then look what's on the line for both teams.
Playoff position and region championship on the line, and it
Yeah,
don't get much bigger.
you're right, B-Man. I appreciate you calling in, brother, and you have a good night.
You too, Bo. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, guys, we are here at Sparks Orthopedic in Rainbow City, filming our Monday Night Preview Show, brought to you by Sparks Industrial. They're not related, but we're here with the Gadsden City Titans this afternoon, and we're going to let these guys introduce themselves. Starting,
Samuel Horton, defensive end.
Isaiah Taylor, outside linebacker.
Nehemiah Washington, cornerback / safety.
All right, guys, y'all are coming off a tough regional loss against Thompson last week. But you guys, from what I'm hearing, you guys played a tough game with them. For the most part, kept their offense contained. Talk to us about that game. Just give us a rundown on it.
In my opinion, we just let them go on big plays. I mean, they converted 3rd and longs and stuff like that because they couldn't run the ball on us. And the only time they got a big run on us was on a screen pass, and I think in the 4th quarter, I believe, on a big run that they broke loose on as well. But it was a pretty good, tough game for us. We got bounced back this week.
Yeah, we got to really bounce back this week. Got to win this next week's game. In my eyes, there's really water on the bridge for real. I just feel like we ain't come out like we should have.
I feel like we should have been more like communication. We would communicate to be on the same page. I feel like we would have held them to less points.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so far, y'all held them to their lowest point total all season. I think they were averaging about 52 points a game, and y'all held them to 41. So, so defensively, y'all probably done more than most teams have with them. What was Coach Smith's message to you guys after that game?
Ooh, so
I mean, if you can say it on camera.
Yeah, it was something. Let's just put it like that.
Okay. All right. Well, going into this week, you got Hewitt Trussville coming to town. Gadsden City and Hewitt Trussville have a little bit of a rivalry. That those games have always been back and forth. This is one of those games where you can throw the records out the window because it's just like I don't know. I personally have seen some pretty good games between Gadsden City and Trussville, but. Talk to us about that game this week. Have y'all had a chance to watch film on Trussville yet?
We have. We've been watching a little bit of film at home and watching our practice. They got a pretty good team. I mean, they have as much talent as we do. And this week is going to be a pretty good game. That's what we're looking at. And we're just going to keep them away from the big plays and play our game like we want to.
Yeah, they got as much talent as we do. We got to try our best to execute and do our job.
I go back to like what I was saying about Thompson game. Like we communicate. I feel like we on the same page. We should beat them.
Yeah. Y'all got anything?
Yeah. You talk about the big plays and stuff. How it kind of hurt you. Last week they didn't really drive the ball on you. I know you got to hang your hat on that. That was pretty good because literally you was playing a top 5 team in the nation, not the state. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, I thought you guys went out there and battled with them. And at one point during that game. Y'all were down 14 and y'all were driving about to score before we got that pick in the end zone, which we don't talk about referee, but I think I know where I'm going with that. But to get out there on that kind of stage and play a top 5 team in the nation and compete, and you guys may or may not have any feelings like this, but to think that 2 years ago, Gadsden City had 1 win all year.
Mm-hmm.
To be from that to where you guys are now, sitting with 5 wins, halfway through the year, what does that mean to you guys?
It means a lot because it shows that all the hard work that we put in on off season, all the work that we done put in, which our depth chart, leadership, just changing the tone and changing the narrative of Gadsden City is being put in. And so, like, as us as seniors, it's our last time, which are going out, which are versus Hewitt, and which are just making a statement is what we want to.
That's right.
Yeah, look, we've been saying since like ninth grade football, because our team now we went like 3-7. We've been saying ever since then we're gonna try to change the culture at the school, and I guess we're just doing it right now. But we are. So
I feel like it pushed us to go harder. Like our 9th grade year, the varsity won't win that many games, and Last year we went 1-9. So I just feel like the people that ain't, like some people quit, the ones that ain't quit, they wanted to work harder to get to win the season.
That's right.
Well, first of all, I commend you guys. In the 3 years y'all, Coach Smith, y'all have really stepped it up, double the win total, triple the win total last year, and this year you got 5 wins, and even in a tougher region, which is something a lot of people don't realize. But you got 2 more games left in the regular season. How are you guys physically as far as, I know this time of year a lot of kids are banged up, bruised up. How are you guys overall as a team physically as far as injury-wise?
So overall, you might see a couple players playing both sides, especially Friday. But I feel like we're pretty good off because we've been hitting the weight room hard, injury prevention. Because, Jackson Beasley, you in there squatting 700 pounds, which is something unbelievable. But, I think we're pretty good off. But we just got to keep on working hard, hitting the field every single day, going to therapy, and keeping our body straight.
Now, all 3 of you guys are seniors, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Hey, it's your last game at Titan State. And I've got relatives they're in the band here at Trussville and on the football team, so we need you guys to step it up. I want to have some right. I didn't go to Gadsden City, but I want to have some bragging rights at Thanksgiving.
And one thing most people don't know, Mr. Taylor right here in the middle was crowned Gadsden City's first homecoming king a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
So, congratulations.
Did you dress like Ric Flair?
Probably better.
I saw Ric Flair from Saturday. He put the Alabama A&M game. Yeah.
Well, that was clean.
Only played Jackson State.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, this is this last game at Titan Stadium, senior night, pink out. I know a couple of seniors that sent me that graphic that y'all had made up. So yeah, man, we're all pulling for you here. The Average Joes, good luck, and go Tigers, man.
All right, our next guest on the Sparks Orthopedic Hotline is going to be Coach Ledbetter from Plainview. And Coach, how you been doing, brother?
Doing well. How about y'all?
I'm doing really well. Appreciate you coming on. And normally on a Sunday night, but Coach, if I tell you where I was last night, you're going to laugh. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I was at a KISS concert in Atlanta. So
I know a few people around here that went to that.
Man, it was fun, Coach. I'm going to be honest with you. Now, you guys got back on track last week versus Collinsville on a pretty big statement win versus a cross-county, I guess you could say rivalry, but definitely a team you guys are familiar with. Take us back to last Friday night and that 41-7 victory over Collinsville.
Well, we started out the game about how we've been playing most of the year. We take opening play and go down real quick to the red zone, and then we have a red zone turnover. Give it back to them, and then we get a 3 and out and get the ball back and get right in the red zone again and put the ball on the ground again. So imagine how I'm about to lose it, especially after the Fyffe week. We put 5 on the ground against them, all on the negative side of the field. So then we finally start playing good. Missed the line on defense a little bit early on, fixed that. So we're our alignment, lining up correctly on the defensive side of the ball and hanging on the football has kind of been our Achilles heel all season. We're getting a little bit better each and every day with it.
Now, Coach, your defense played pretty good, minus a long Keaton DeBorg touchdown run. You guys held them scoreless except that run Keaton had. Talk about your defense performance in that game versus Collinsville.
They played well all night. They've been a spread team throwing the ball around a little bit all year, and they come in against us. So what we do defensively, a lot of people plays tight ends or 2 tights against us, and that's kind of what they did. They come in and went 2 tights and receiver slot to the same side, twin to the same side. Basically ran split back veer with 1 back. And that's what we've seen on that, and our kids handle that. They kind of see that a little bit on an everyday basis by what we do. So for the most part, we shut them down. Had that big play there towards the end with some of the younger guys in, but I was very pleased with the defensive side this week.
That's right. Now, Coach, this week up, I don't have to tell you how big this one is coming up. I'm sure you're well aware of that. Sylvania, another really tough county team coming up in a region game. Talk about this game, man. Not only how important it is, but how dangerous and good of a football team they are.
Well, they're definitely dangerous. Got some very good skill guys. Got a quarterback that throws darts. Big, strong kid. I got the privilege of coaching him when he was younger, so I know a lot about those guys. They play hard to get after it. Very solid on both sides of the ball at the line of scrimmage. So we'll have our hands full with them.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one there. And you guys get those guys at home. How huge is that?
That's big. That's always big when you get to play a big game at home. You know, better be on the road.
Hey, ain't no doubt about it. Well, Coach, I appreciate you checking in. I'd like to check back in with you next week. I know it's a Monday night and you just got out of practice, and we're sitting around 9 o'clock, so I won't keep you on long, Coach. I appreciate you.
You're good.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Our next guest on the Sparks Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Hotline is going to be Coach Heath of Sandrock. He's one of our favorite guests. As always, it's always fun to talk with him. He's coming off another big region win over West End, Walnut Grove, which is right up the road from us here at Average Joe Sports Talk, up 278. Coach, talk to us, brother. That was a pretty big win at 42-27 over Coach Sewell and a pretty scrappy bunch up there.
Well, Coach Sewell does a great job. Me and him talked a good business, you know, the week leading up to, and then some this weekend also. And I told him, I said, hey, they're really improving. They look really good. I mean, I was, you know, this was kind of one of those games that, to ensure that we made playoffs, we needed to win that game once we got that monkey off our back, you know, and we were able to do that, you know. And he's got a good group. They're, like you said, they're scrappy. They play hard. There's no quitting in that group of kids, you know. And we were able to run the football pretty well. I mean, Jacob Cornejo, I think, had 180, 90 yards rushing, something like that. Then we had, you know, several other guys, you know, rush for 50, 40 yards, that kind of thing. And then Ace threw for, I can't remember now, 180, 190 yards, I think. We ended up with about 480 yards of offense, I think. We were able to move the ball pretty well, but they, you know, they actually moved the ball pretty well on us too. I don't remember, I think they had 350 yards of offense, something like that. It was kind of back and forth, and we were able to kind of pull away there. I think we scored a quick touchdown in the second quarter, and that really put us in a good situation. You know, and like I said, they're a good football team. They really are, and I think that being able to play a quality opponent like that and still, you know, you take a few lumps here and there, but still come out and really, and we were banged up a little bit, you know, to be able to do that and still come out with a quality win in region to solidify the fact that we're going to make the playoffs for the first time in a few years. That's a big deal. I'm really excited about it.
How huge is that for the guys to get that monkey off their back, so to speak, that you've clinched a playoff berth now, and now it's all about seeding? How huge is that for you?
Well, I can't say that about huge. That's funny. I was talking with Trace Haygood was standing there. We practiced this morning. We were at school today, so we had practice this morning. And he was standing next to me at one point during practice, and he turned to me and said, golly, he said, we're 6-1. We're real close to being 7-0. He said, that's crazy, considering, you know, we were 3-7 last year. And I said, yeah, so it's a big turnaround. I'm real proud of y'all. And of course, he was joking when we were trying to say, we just had better coaching. And I said, shut up. But still, it really is. It is a big turnaround right now. But here's the thing, and I'm trying to emphasize to our kids, all right? You know, I've always told them that there's no such thing as good enough. Good enough's for losers, all right?
Right.
So if we think we're good enough now because we're in the playoffs, well, that's a loser's mentality, all right?
That's right.
There's no such thing as good enough. So what we're trying to say is, yes, this is great. I'm excited about this. But we're going to push ourselves harder. We're going to push ourselves further because we're not good enough. We're not good enough. And you know what? Every game we win, that's still not good enough. You know what is good enough? If you make it all the way to round 5 and you win that one, then it's good enough, but it's only good enough for that weekend because you got to start over on Monday for next year. So there's no such thing as good enough.
That is true, Coach. That's very true. And it's hard to, and I mean, in your situation, it's got to be hard to make the guys really believe that. I know you say it, but for them to say, Coach is just, you know, but coming from 3-7 to where they're at right now, man, how proud are you of those guys?
Well, I'm super proud of them, and that's, you know, it really boils back down to what I told you back during the summer when I first met you. You know, this group of kids has really bought into the weight room, to the condition, and it's hard work. I mean, I enjoy it because I'm nuts. All right, I enjoy what we do, and I think some of my players may be a little bit nuts too, but they enjoy it too. I think, but it's not easy. There's nothing easy about what we do, and I'm not always, you know. People get. I really like y'all shows. People get to see me smile a little bit. It seems like I'm, you know, and I am. I love our players and have a great relationship with them. They can see that side of that when I'm on y'all's show. But you know, during practice and games, it's not as much smiling, not as much that kind of thing. So I'm glad that they get to see because, I have a great relationship with my players. I love every one of them like they're my own sons. And, but it's a lot of hard work. And what that hard work does is it builds that bond that I think you get through, that type of discipline, hard work. There's really no equal for it. I don't think anything else really other than football can create that bond. I mean, it's as close to family, other than family, I think, that you can have.
Right, no doubt. Now, Coach, this week right here is a monumental game. I mean, there's no easy games from here on out, but this one is huge, man. This is a cross-county rivalry versus a team that's really been very good over the last few years and is sitting here undefeated now that they got the win over Cleveland. Spring Garden coming up. Talk about them, Coach.
Well, they are disciplined. They're well coached. They are physical. They are strong. They are fast. Basically everything that you look at and you say, golly, that's a good football team. Well, that's what they are. But you know what? That's what football's about. That's what you're striving for, is to be that team. I'm hoping that sometimes people look at our film and say similar things about us. And we may not be there yet, but that's what we're aiming for. We'll find out Friday night. It's going to be. I think that they are the best opponent we've played so far, and I think legitimately, I think anybody can look at that objectively and say that. And so what we're going to do is we're going to have our A game. We're going to have to come out and we're going to have to cut out the silly mistakes we've made in a lot of our ball games. We're going to have to be disciplined, not create turnover, or not turn the ball over ourselves. We want to create turnovers against them, but we're going to have to really. We're looking. We need to find the edge. We need to get it, and we need to not come out there intimidated by anything. Because here's the thing. when you have that mentality that we're not as good as somebody else, well then you've already started out with a hole you dug. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So we got to come out with some confidence, but you can't come out overconfident. You got to realize this is a super quality opponent. Like I said, the best team we've played all year, and we're not perfect on the year. We've already lost the game. That's right. And so we really we had a lot of mistakes in that ball game. Don't get me wrong. Southeastern outplayed us. They won that ball game, but we got to cut out those type of mistakes. We can't have blown coverages. We can't have missed tackles. We can't have missed blocks. We can't throw interceptions. We can't fumble the football. We need to play our best football game of the year. If we can do that, I think it'll be a good ball game right here.
Yeah.
And Coach Howard does a great job. He's been there for a long time. He obviously has some great buy-in from his kids, and I think we're getting closer to that here. I don't think we're 100% there, but we're working towards it. And once again, we're going to be 100% there because you know what? There ain't no such thing as good enough.
That's right. Coach, hosting that game, how big is that for you?
Well, it's big. It's big financially because we only have 3 home games this year. So, that ought to be a pretty good game, I hope.
Yeah, I imagine, and the weather's supposed to be good as well, correct?
Yes, it's supposed to be nice. But not only that, having, the game we played against Southeastern, that they came back, we were up by 10 in the middle of the fourth quarter. We let them come back and beat us right there at the ball game. The crowd here was phenomenal. It was packed, and and it was loud and raucous. It was a whole lot of fun. I know the kids. It's hard not to get excited about that. Of course, I'm such a weirdo that honestly, I know people probably don't believe this. Once we get into the game situation, I don't hear anything. It's like the entire world is blacked out except for the 120 yards in front of me. That's basically all that I can see, hear, think. That's all that. And then Coach Bates' voice in my ear. Those are the only things that I'm focused on. But for them, I know it was phenomenal, and really the community support has been phenomenal. And then I'm sure it will be Friday night also. I'm excited for them to get to experience that again. And I think that I'm sure I know the Spring Garden. Their community really supports them as well, so I expect to have a big crowd on the other side of the field. So I'm sure it's going to be a exciting environment for football.
You're exactly right. And Coach, good luck to you, man. It's great talking with you as always.
Hey, I appreciate it, but sorry I didn't make it out there tonight. But hey, you know what? This is our last junior high game. Maybe I'll be able to make more coming up soon.
Yes, sir, Coach. I appreciate you. Thank you.
I appreciate you, boss.
Bye. All right, our next team in on our Sparks Monday night preview show is the Southside Panthers. here at Sparks Orthopedic Sports Medicine. I'm going to let these young men introduce themselves right now with name and position.
Smiley Jones, corner, 124.
Caden McMichael, wide receiver, number 9.
Guys, what's been going on? You guys haven't got to make it in on the previous show yet, have you?
Not this year.
I know, man. I like it. Y'all too good to hang out with us over here or something? Y'all want shirts and pizza and picture day? I understand if you're too good.
Right.
Right, Reggie?
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, they're too good.
Must be.
Well, they're here now. So
It's always over in the corner, so, you know.
Yeah. Southside is bullies, man. I've been known to bully people around a little bit. I'm just kidding, guys. Guys, last week you guys had a tough loss, man, to Fort Payne in a very hard-fought game. Take us back to last Friday night and how that transpired.
Well, on defense, we had some bad communication and some busted up plays, but other than that, I mean, I think we played still. I think we played good in some areas, and then some, we played bad, but yeah, it'll get fixed most definitely. Coach Bourne ain't gonna let us, just not execute. So,
What was his message to y'all after the game?
Message us after the game was just go to the next. You can't keep playing off one bad fault, so gotta go on and play to the next. So.
That's right, no doubt. Same question for you from the offensive side.
We didn't really have a good week of practice. We had a couple bad periods, third downs, and red zone. It showed late in the game when we got in the red zone, and we couldn't convert on third down. So it was really just practice all week.
And what was Coach Holcomb's message to you guys after the game?
Just telling us we got to practice harder. And same thing Coach Bowen said. Can't go off one lose.
That's right. Now, this week, moving forward, who do y'all got?
Scottsboro.
Scottsboro, that's right. Where's that game at? At Scottsboro?
Yeah, nice at the
That's at home.
It's at home? So it's going to be like a racy or madhouse. The jungle going crazy.
Yeah.
Talk about them a little bit. Talk about that fan base you guys got and what that's kind of created this monster that we know is the jungle.
All I can say is they do their thing every Friday, no matter we win or lose. They come to support.
They go
That's wild.
Yeah. Man, I know y'all zone out during the game, but y'all gotta hear them.
No, for sure.
Yeah. Most definitely when we get a first down and did any type of yardage, you can hear them. There's no way. Last week, I got in trouble one time because I couldn't hear because of them. I had got the wrong call. It was Tango and I ran man, but yeah, they be that loud. They do that thing every week, so
that's awesome. Yeah. Now, you watch film on Scottsboro yet or not?
Yes, sir.
They run the triple option. Yeah. What is that looking like? Y'all been preparing for that?
Today wasn't the brightest on Monday because we haven't played that many teams that just constantly run options. So, but I mean, it ain't that hard either. Though. We'll figure it out. Most definitely.
Yeah. Now, defensively, what are they running?
They run a lot of man and quarters in secondary. They're real tough. They don't play hard.
Physical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'd be tough to man you guys up.
Yeah, for sure.
Reggie, what you got?
Looking at your region standings and seeing where you guys are right now. So y'all are pretty much in a must-win situation for the rest of the season.
Yes, sir.
Has Coach Holcomb talked to y'all about where y'all are as far as playoffs? What y'all need to do to make sure you guys get in?
I mean, not really. It's just taking one game at a time. Just got to win the next.
Got to. But as far as that, he said one thing, it was really just play for our seniors because, you only get 4 years of high school, so just kind of got to play for them. So that's really all.
I've gotten to know Coach Holcomb the last couple of weeks, and he seemed like a real laid-back guy, and just easy-going coach. Now, I see Smiley's got the eyes. Now, is he real easy to set off? Get real mad? Or
I'm gonna let him answer that
So, what would be something that would set him off real quick?
Just O-line for sure. O-line busting a play.
Or a false start or something. So yeah, he seemed like he's real intense
it's the simple
when
stuff.
he has turned on. So
Anything else?
That's got it. So.
Now, what's that experience been like this year? Both of you guys can speak on this. Having a new coaching staff for the last 2 years in a row, but it seems like this staff right here is a really good fit for y'all. What has that been like this year?
It's been good. Like, they're just in there day in and day out. You know they're gonna work.
Right.
They gonna. One thing I like about this coaching staff is they gonna coach you regardless. Like, they gonna show you like you're not perfect. Like they gonna stay on you. I like that though.
No doubt.
Cause you know they're there for you. So.
What's the maddest you made, Coach Holcomb?
This summer.
This summer. Receiver?
Yes, sir. This summer.
What'd you do?
I did a lot this summer, but I think what made them mad was like when I kept messing up the plays. Cause like getting used to like new offense. Like I'm me coming from defense, like so I was like I ain't really know it. And like I kept messing up, so he was like on me.
What about the maddest you made Coach Bowles?
I think that was today. That was today, yeah.
What'd you do?
I stopped running, like, okay, you know, DB, you gotta press, so, like, I was pressing him, and, like, I didn't think the ball was being thrown that way, so, like, I wasn't really, like, paying attention, so I pressed him, like, I was just running, and, like, I looked back, and, like, I just stopped, like, I ain't just stopped, like, I just started jogging, and, like, the ball just went right over my head, and he, like, snapped it.
Oh, my God. Oh, I bet he snapped.
Yeah, he was mad, but that's the maddest I ever made him.
What's the maddest you made Coach Holcomb?
Just messing up plays, not knowing my route.
No doubt. Dude, I've seen him get pretty heated over that. I've seen him in some of y'all scrimmages.
You don't play about to mess up the routes.
Hey man, y'all still got everything in front of you. Y'all still in a lot better position than a lot of teams that we cover. You control your own destiny, and having this one at home will be huge, man. If you guys can, I still don't think y'all peaked. I think your best football is ahead of you.
I don't think yeah.
And y'all played good in spurts, but I don't think y'all put it together on both sides of the ball in one game yet for 2 halves. Like the second half of the Hokes Bluff game, I think was close to what y'all can do. But I think y'all can do that for 2 halves. I honestly do. So, but anyways, we're going to let you guys run. I appreciate you guys stopping in. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.